What's going on, Crunch True? My name is Nexus, and welcome to the Ether. That is my living room, just a different display of the living room. Me and Arnold are hanging out. Well, actually, he's eating food. So let me see if I can't get him. Okay. Well, he chose to eat instead, so he's gonna hang out and eat his food, and then he'll probably come over here. You can see him back there having fun. So what we're doing today is a little bit different. Today I went to go see the Mortal Kombat 2 movie. It officially released today, but it's out today. It's supposed to be released tomorrow. You know how movie theaters now do, like anything that's super popular that's going to be debuting. They usually do it kind of early, like usually Thursday. Used to be let me get comfortable. Used to be like midnight, like 10 o'clock, midnight. Now they just push it back to like hey Thursday at like 3 o'clock, Thursday at 4 o'clock. So that's what I did. I went straight from work, went to go catch the movie. Met up with my family or a couple members of my family, and we went to go see it. The only thing that I would say is like if you have the opportunity, we saw it in 4D. You should go definitely check it out in 4D. It's a lot of fun. The chairs move around. You get misted with water and air. Sounds off like pneumatic sounds come off whenever they're attacking each other, moving around. So yeah, it adds a little bit more hype to the movie. So that might bring my grade of the movie up just because the experience is a whole lot better. Maybe if I would have just saw it in just like regular IMAX, yeah, the sound would have been better. Maybe that would like brought my thoughts of the movie down. But I'm gonna try not to spoil too much for the movie. Just because it is the first day it is out, so there's a lot of people that aren't, going to be seeing it for a couple of days and whatnot. But I would like to get into it and just let you guys hear my thoughts on the movie. So when I first saw it, or well, I just saw it first, I want to let you guys know that if you are planning to bring your kids to this movie, you might want to think twice, just because when they talk about Mortal Kombat, they brought the Mortal Kombat to this movie. They are not pulling any punches on the fatalities. Yes, there are fatalities in this movie. It is more intense, more gory than the last Mortal Kombat movie that came out in 2021, 2020. When we were just hanging out at the house and couldn't go anywhere. But they amped that up to like 11. Especially the best part about those, or the fact that if you played the video game, you can recognize some of these fatalities that are coming out. Like they have a Kung Lao one that is iconic from like Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. That one was pretty cool, spot on. That I recognized it right off the rip. They have a couple of them from like Katana, Shao Kahn. He has all of his moves. So that is one of the things that I would like to give them props for, is that they did kind of take in consideration all the moves from the characters and found some ways to implement them into the movie. So like if you're a big fan, you can actually see like their iconic moves that everyone does, and you're like, oh man, I remember that from the game, or I remember it from this Mortal Kombat, I remember it from that Mortal Kombat. So if your favorite character in this movie is in this movie, then yes, you will see some of their special moves. They're going to be displayed on the actual screen, and there are going to be some really awesome throwbacks and Easter eggs for all that stuff. But that I would say is like the fighting sequences, the choreography was fantastic. The choreography was a lot of fun to watch. Everything looked like it was pretty well on. Like nothing looked too fake, too out there, or kind of boring in the fights. All the fights were exciting. They amped them up. The music was great behind them. Everything was action packed and a lot of fun. Or kept my attention the whole entire time. The attacks are brutal. It just kept it going. And then, there's a couple of things that I would have to say about the early parts of the movie, is just like the special effects. Oh, there's Arnold running around. The special effects at the very beginning of the movie kind of took me out for a little bit, just because Raiden's lightning you could tell it was kind of like just very not I'll just say not well done because the lightning bolts effects were like really thin and cheesy, and then as well as like Liu Kang's fireball at the very beginning when he's sparring off in like the far off distance, it looked cheesy, it looked bad. But once they actually get into the actual like up close combat and all the special effects there, that's when they start getting better. There was only one other scene in the whole entire movie where I was like, yeah, that's bad special effects. It involves one of the other characters falling off a cliff, and you see him like kind of rolling around, hitting every like little like cliff edge all the way down, and that looked like it looked really bad. You can tell that it was like a CGI and animated and all that, but you know, I would like to say that the movie, for me, being a fan, they did a really good job for like the fan service in itself. The fan service in itself was fantastic because they took every like they most of the locations from the video game, like the classic video game, not like anything newer, but the classic video game. They put those like levels or arenas in the movie, and they kind of like did them almost one for one. So if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, mostly Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3 and 3 Ultimate, they have some of the levels from that game is some of the arenas where the actual like fighting sequences take place. So that was pretty good for me because I was like, oh, I remember that level. I remember that level. That's from MK2. That's from MK3. You know, they recreated a whole bunch of cool locations from the game. So, you know, they're starting to win me over with that. Um, one other thing that really got me in this movie that I was like, I don't know, was watching Baraka. Seeing the Baraka like face and the prosthetics or mask or whatever they used for him, it just did not match the movie at all. You can tell it was like a mask or like a whole bunch of prosthetics, and like they went for like a actual like real a special effect instead of like, you know, a digital special effect for the face. Hey dude, you said you want to hang out? So that like every time Baraka is in the movie, spoiler alert that he's in there. Every time Baraka is in the movie, I could just like it just kind of took me out of it just because you can see like how not realistic, not like well blended, and it just looked kind of silly going into it, and so that kind of like got me. And then his character also was not very serious, which, you know, Baraka's always like a serious character. He's always just like a foot soldier. He's a, you know, a jobber, but you know he's never like just kind of kidding around or fun or anything like that. So that was the only thing that I had against Baraka in the movie, is that he just kind of like the joke character, like the comic relief the whole entire time. That being said, like this movie took a lot of different things from like all the different Mortal Kombat timelines. So if anyone who is, you know, privy to Mortal Kombat, you know, we had the original like timeline that went all the way up to like Mortal Kombat 9. Mortal Kombat 9 is when they start, is like after Armageddon. After Armageddon, that's when they reset the timeline, you know, and so they started doing Mortal Kombat 9, 10, and 11. It was all part of that like continuity. And then at the very end of that, when we started Mortal Kombat 1, they like restarted the whole entire continuity again. So they took very different, like they took the best parts of those and stuck them together in this movie to kind of make it like a better story. It didn't stick to any like one video game or like, you know, main storyline from those. They just kind of like picked out what was the best parts of those and stuck them together. You know, trying to make it like a better movie, more cohesive movie, which I would say it did come out pretty cohesive. There's a couple characters that had plot armor that kind of just like, but most of the characters that you do love and like, don't get too attached to them. Because this movie, like I said, does not hold back on any of that. You know, the fights, most of them end up with a fatality or such. The only other character that I had a gripe with besides Baraka, and you know, mostly Baraka was, and then, you know, our favorite character comes back. He returns. Cole's in this movie. You know, he was kind of like the downer of the original Mortal Kombat. I was like not into Cole's character whatsoever in Mortal Kombat 1, you know, just, or the movie, you know, first Mortal Kombat movie on this, you know, of this type or in this continuity. Just because like I was like, who's Cole? What's all this? And they're trying to make him shoehorn him into being like the actual like main hero when you have like Kong Lao, Luke Cage, or like Luke Kane, Johnny Cage. Well, Johnny Cage wasn't the first one, but Scorpion, all that. And then we got Cole. It's like, what does he do? He's an MMA guy. What's his power? He loves his family. All right, he has no place in Mortal Kombat. He is gonna get wrecked. He's gonna get destroyed. So he's in this movie as well. And so, he was the only other character I had a gripe with, and then the only other one that I had besides Baraka and Cole was, as much as I love Noob Saibot, I'm a Noob Saibot stan. I loved him ever since he came out in Mortal Kombat 3, and in the 3D era of Mortal Kombat, when he was in there, I loved him. Even when he was in Mortal Kombat 11 and 1, I loved him. He's fun. He's a whole lot of fun. He's edgy, he's cool, whatever. He's all black, he has a weird voice. It's crazy. But you have all the old basic designs and designs that people love, but they chose to use the Mortal Kombat 11 design, the one with the silly hat, this silly hat with the freaking, like, it's like a nightcap. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll show you right here. So this one right here, that little cap, it just no. If we want a noob Saibot, they don't even call him noob, they just call him Bihan, so they call him by his real name. There's nothing that we couldn't got, like, we could have done something better, like this right here. Like, come on, that's all you need to do for Noob Saibot. Even this is better than that little crazy hat, this one, even this. But they chose to go back to the Mortal Kombat 11. Okay, these are all different. So Mortal Kombat 11 one with the silly hat, I was like, dude, they have way better designs for Noob Saibot. So, it was redundant. Anything would have been better than this silly hat right there. And look at it. Look at it, it's all draped out like that. No, yeah. And most of the times when you customize your character in that game, no one picks that one. So, everyone changes the costume. Let me go back. So, let me go back. So, that was like my negatives on that. It was kind of like cheesy in some parts, which, it's a Mortal Kombat, so it's cheesy. It's gonna be cheesy. Noob Saibot with the stupid hat. The hat just always. It's just dumb. I hate it. He has way better designs. Cole being in the movie again. Yeah, I could do without Cole and Baraka's character. Hey, if you want to get back onto the topic of bad costuming, they had Quan Chi in this. Quan Chi, I love the guy. Cool. He's evil. He brings up like Dark Souls from the Nether Realm, brings them back up. Cool. Whatever. That's kind of edgy. Him and Shang Tsung team up to take down Shao Kahn and Deadly Alliance. Badass. Cool. But just seeing him in real life or on the screen, it just looked cheesy as hell. Like, it just like they couldn't have done anything to like alter him. It kind of looked like Mortal Kombat, like Sub-Zero, like the game for the 64, like Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero. If anyone's ever played that one, kind of looked like that. So whenever he was on screen, I kind of laughed. But like I said, the movie was fun. It was enjoyable. Watch it in 4D if you can. The fight scenes were well choreographed. The story, besides some parts of the characters that had like plot armor, they kind of like did justice to the story. You get to see Shao Kahn take over Edenia, which, in Mortal Kombat 1 and I believe like 11, they kind of skipped over the Edenia part and just said, hey, Katana and Sindel and all of them, they lived in Outworld to begin with. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. But they do share Jared, and they still Shao Kahn, which we never really get to see that fight in any Mortal Kombat. As far as we get to see is like Ermac come back out and stuff like that, but we just hear about that event. We never see it in a Mortal Kombat, I do not believe. So, it was nice to see that as a little piece of the lore that we actually got to experience. But, that being said, if you're a fan of the movie, go see it. It's fantastic. You will have all these moments that call out to you. Yes, there's a couple things that you might not like I said, like I don't. But overall, the movie's fun. It has good parts for like humor and comedy when it does break up the dread of it being, a Mortal Kombat, the world's gonna end kind of thing. The fights are fantastic, well choreographed. The locations for the movie, like every arena is based off the movie, and then when you go see Baraka where he lives, they took that directly out from Mortal Kombat 1. It looks almost exactly like the little village that they have. So that is great. The characters have really good moments. They show off all the moves from the game. They show off some fatalities from the game. And like I said, it is brutal. They do not pull any punches on the blood and the guts and the gore. They keep all that stuff in. Yes, they kind of minimized it for like like a general audience, but you still get to see like you know people getting cut in half and stuff like that. There's all the great fatality stuff. And then also one of the things that I really didn't like, I was excited for that. I went to the theater and some people were happy about it. Because they recognized. But there is a cameo from one of the creators of Mortal Kombat in that movie. Kind of like they do like a little Stan Lee thing. It was cool. It was a nice little nod, and I lost my stuff when I saw him. This movie is definitely mostly about Johnny Cage and his hero arc. So I've seen Carl Urban play Johnny Cage when I've been watching him on The Boys for the last like 4 or 5 years now at this point. It's kind of hard to see him do an American accent when you're so used to him doing like a Australian accent. So it's kind of funny, especially when he's interacting with the other character that has that accent. It's funny to see that as on screen dynamic. But so Johnny Cage, they kind of took out like the very beginning. It was more like the animated movies that came out not too long ago with Johnny Cage in it, on like from the DC Studios or Warner Brothers Studios. So it was kind of throwback to that. They had more of that portrayal at the very beginning, especially when they had all the references to all the Johnny Cage movies. That was hilarious. And then he does do his best move of all time, his iconic move of all time, the nut punch. It's in the movie. You have to see it. It's awesome. But like I said, if you're gonna see it, I would recommend seeing it in 48 because every fight scene, the chairs are moving around. Every time there's blood, it's squirting blood all over you. Every time there's like something that you're dodging or punching or anything, like the chair's swiveling, it's moving, air's going off whenever things are flying by you. It just adds to the experience, especially because this one is super quick into just getting straight into it. There's a little bit of build up just about who Johnny Cage is, but after that point, it's off to the races. It's like action, 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 a little bit of talking, action. It just goes off. It wastes no time. It's like, we know why you're here. You're here to see Mortal Kombat fatalities and epic fight scenes, and that's what we're gonna give you. So, as a fan, I would say it did it pretty much a justice to it. I may be biased just because the chairs were moving and it was awesome. So I would say it was. I'll give it about 7.8, maybe an 8. I would definitely see it again. It was a lot of fun, and the thing, you don't have to wait for the credits to be over. There's no after credits scene, and then they kind of set up for a potential third movie. Which, if you stay, or once they kind of describe what's going on, they kind of pull from all over. Like I said, the Mortal Kombat different timelines, and then you can kind of see where it's going from there. But it's kind of like, what do we do now? Like, are we going to go with the next set of like storylines where we bring Shinnok into this, or Shinnok? Or are we going to go with the Deadly Alliance, the Dragon King? Like, what are we going to do from here? So I'm excited to see what they're going to go with. It's leaning towards like the ending of Mortal Kombat 11. Kind of like that's where it kind of looks like it's going for me. Maybe we'll get some cool characters like Ermac Black. I'm hoping for Ermac. Ermac is not in this movie, and I want Ermac because he is cool. He is a whole bunch of different souls mixed together. We need Kenshi. We definitely need Kenshi. I'm holding out for Striker. Striker, just because he's lame. I love him. He's cool. I'm waiting for him to come back, get his shine. Smoke. I'm waiting for Smoke to come back or come out in the movie. We still didn't have the cyborg ninjas. That would be something cool to see them do. More in line with it being now, opposed to what we had in the Armageddon movie, back in the day. So I would like to see them. Let's see, who else would I like to see? We already got Natara, so she was already here and gone. There's, like I said, there's a couple other characters I would like to see. The off the wall ones like Meat, Blaze, Draman, Morlock, Kintaro, Motaro, Shiva. Like, you can have that, Tanya, Kira, like a whole bunch of other characters that can be like we can see down the line. But I think they're kind of sticking it to like the main fan favorites at this point because after Mortal Kombat 10 and 11, they kind of just did away with Ermac Black. Devora, they just kind of said, all right, whatever. So they kind of went back to just like the mainstays. So go see the movie. It's awesome. I liked it. I had a great time. I loved it. So other than that, I think it's time to get into the trailers that were coming out. So there's a couple of fighting game trailers that came out for new characters that are coming up. I do like to play fighting games. That's usually before I started doing all this. This is probably where I spent most of my time was playing fighting games, trying to get better, going up against other people, testing my mettle. Mostly Smash, Street Fighter, and Tekken were kind of like my big things. But I dabbled here and there with the other games as well. So I'm looking forward to getting back into those games now that I'm starting to get a little bit more free time because work is slowing down or my schedule is slowing down. So let's get into the trailers and let's check them out. So here, let's swap over. All right, so this one's going to be the Wolfgang Krauser. Let me see. I don't think I had the volume up. There we go. Volume's on. Okay, so yeah, so now we got it. All right, let's take a look and see what Wolfgang Krauser is. This is City of the Wolves, Fatal Fury. It is the sequel to Mark of the Wolves, but it's all part of the Fatal Fury timeline series. So this is one of the bosses from Fatal Fury 2, the actual Fatal Fury 2. So he's been in there, and I think the last time we saw him was in King of Fighters 16. Is it 16 or 15 was the last one? The last King of Fighters, he was in there also, which is fun. Actually, no, I think we had Rugal. We had Rugal. So, yeah, no, we didn't have Krauser. We just had Geese and Rugal. Huh. So, yeah, it's been a while since we had Krauser. Emperor of Darkness descends from the blood of children. New challenger. Wolfgang Krauser. Ooh. No, not mine. Leave mine alone. No buy, no buy. Damn, brutal. Oh, is he beating Geese up?
Your gra and the inevitable sweet event.
Level 5 Krauser. Like, he's gonna show us a special. Ooh, not Terry. Ooh. City of the Wolves. Yeah, I briefly got into City of the Wolves just because I didn't have a lot of time. I finally started getting my hang of like Street Fighter. Let's look at that. So that's gonna be the actual Moon Talk Sonata. That's the collab song for Wolfgang Krauser. Yes, his name is Wolfgang Krauser. And his release date is April 24th. Oh, so he's already out. So now I just gotta go download it. Sweet. I played City of the Wolves for a while. They had the TJ that was in there, and that's kind of what I was like, dude, I have to troll so many people with that guy because he's freaking hilarious. All the music video, he got me into his music and the music videos. I think it was like Salvatore or whatever. Dude, it was hilarious. Dude, his music videos are wild, and he's got a fan from being in here. But I can't say much. I can't say enough about the art style. I love it. It's colorful. It reminds me of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. The cell shading right there. It's awesome. I love it, and can't wait to get some time to get back into City of the Wolves. A lot of criticism for it kind of being like they took some of the systems from Street Fighter 6. Yes, they do kind of have some of the similar systems, but the fact is that they did it they put it to where you have an option of when do you want to use it, your overdrive mode. Pretty much is hey, do you want to use the first half, second, mid half, or I'll say half, the first third, middle third, or the last third of your life bar where you get your power buff, your comeback mechanic. You have breakers for all your attacks, so you can take a hit and power through it and get armor through it. And then you have a couple parries and stuff. So criticism aside, it is still a fun game. I have fun playing it. There we go. There's all the characters available, and we got one more character to be announced this month. So we're already in May, so we should be getting an announcement of whoever this character is going to be. Everyone's saying they're having fun with Blue Mary. Nightmare Geese, for anyone who doesn't know, it is the Like not real Geese. It's like the imagination or reimagining of Geese because he's already dead in this timeline. So it's just like someone's nightmare of him coming back. Kim Jin Hoon is from what, Kim? Yeah, from Kim. And his son from Fatal Fury. Let's say Fatal. Yeah, I think he was only. Nah, I think he was only in King of Fighters. Yeah, he was only in King of Fighters. And then you have Kenshiro, Fist of the North Star. That's the big one everyone's talking about. That's the one everyone's excited about. Which kind of sucks because you get this character in the middle, and it's like, well, we all just want Kenshiro now. Nightmare Geese, awesome. Blue Mary, everyone loves Blue Mary. Wolfgang Krauser, that's a cool pick. What we can have now, Rugal. If they have Rugal, that'd be awesome. But it's a lot of fun. I want to see him beat everybody down again. Let's just go take a look at him beating everybody down. The Emperor of Darkness, descended from the blood of Stroheim. New challenger. Ooh. Just knee turn to the face. Hey, leave mine alone. Yeah, that's him wrecking beast. Ooh, it's the command grab? Yes.
Ooh. Your Gra and the inevitable sweet event.
Congratulations! Or the Final Flash. No, that was like more like the Final Flash from Torpedo. Okay, so that's that one. That one's pretty cool. Like I said, that's kind of on the back burner for me, just because I'm more of a Tekken and Street Fighter. Those games I've been playing forever. I have legacy skills with them, and I just have a lot more fun. Playing Fatal Fury, I have to like relearn, adapt, learn the fucking. No, sorry. Ooh, wow. So that's me just kind of just going through learning the meta game. I'm just trying to keep my thoughts moving, and that's usually how I do it, huh? Alright, learning the meta game and, playing footsies. So, yeah, it's just getting back into it. It's going to be a minute. Because I did have a great time playing the last King of Fighters game. I was really into it. I was finally getting into the groove of actually doing combos, linking the specials to other specials, and actually getting the system, like, just understanding the systems and how they work together. So, let's take a look at the next one, which is going to be Tekken 8, Kunimitsu. Love Tekken. Alright, standard intro, Kazuya and Jin. Okay, that's the Hirohachi level. Got her kunai out.
Let's meet someone new. New challenger. Human extinction.
Tekken!
Let's see if that's just like the audio from this, or here. Let's see. Let's just refresh it. See what's going on with that, because it just sounds like the audio's off. There we go. Let's see. Because this is the Bandai Entertainment. So let's see.
Let's meet someone new.
Okay, so hold
New
on.
challenger.
Let's go find a better trailer than that one. Oh, there was one off the side. A Bandai Namco PS5. Let's see the PS5. Yeah, there we go. PlayStation. Yeah, there we go. That's way better. No voiceover on that.
Get ready for the next battle.
Shit to be.
Tekken 8. New Challenger!
当社会人列在せ
Kunimitsu!
Oh, she's like Yoshimitsu. Lydia. Lydia was cool, I just never was much of a stance character fighter.
さてと仕事の時間です
Jenna.
生徒会にご用ですか強いこと以外はお断りですよ
聞き捨てならんな勧誘のつもりか副会長だ
Vice President.
もちろん
Ooh, yes. What's your heat? Is it a wing or a scarf? Ooh, this is like my special. Say what you will about Tekken, it is high pace, like quick
これ
action.
からもずっともでいましょうねレイナさん
You want to be friends with the devil? Hell.
父のもとで修行をしていたのはあなたですね
Let's see if you're worthy to be called a ninja.
行きます
Am I the only one calling back for like let's take Master Raid for that? Oh.
命の花を散らしましょう
Special.
いでよクワカタは
Oh yeah.
終わりです最後の仕上げといきましょうか燃え尽きなさい
Not bad. Not bad. Season 3. May 27th, so yeah, she's coming out pretty soon. So I'll get to play at her vacation. Awesome.
怪盗クニミツ参上
Oh,
です
this is a classic. Oh my god, I forgot we're getting Bob. Alright, Mr. America, Bob Onigiri. Should have gave him like, I guess he couldn't do Bob's Burgers, but you should give him like a hot dog stand, something, pizza stand, something, man. But Onigiri, okay, I get it, but Bob, jeez, man. I thought Bob was never coming back. Roger Jr., cool, I like Roger. Roger's awesome. I like him, and I like the dinosaur one. Not Gone, but the actual, like, raptor one. He was pretty cool, but, you know, Roger's fun. I like Roger. Kunimitsu, I'm excited for Winter. We're getting a reveal for Winter. First look at Combo Breaker. Okay. So, character costume, Aurora outfit pack. So shiny. Oh, look at Panda. Alright, you know what? You might just get it for Panda. But, so, anyone who doesn't know, this version of Kunimitsu is the daughter of the original Kunimitsu, so they're bringing her in, so, you know, getting a little younger of a cast, so she's taking over now, and that's pretty interesting lore that's set in place between her and Raven, saying that, you know, her dad is the one who trained Raven, you know, it's been a while since I played Tekken 8, so I'm blanking on all the names. I just know the French dude, he was part of their secret organization as well. So is that her dad? I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what the lore comes out and actually says. But am I gonna try Kunimitsu? Yes. There we go. Season 1 character. So this is all the seasons, right? Clive, dude. Clive. Final Fantasy 16. Fukura. Wild. Mary Zhao. I haven't played Mary Zhao yet. Armor King. I was trying to get to Armor King because I was learning King before I kind of like took a break from playing Tekken. But then I was playing Armor King and I was like, I just like playing King. I already know the buttons. I already know the moves. I was like, I don't know if I can have the time and effort to put into a new character to learn all of his buttons. Anna, cool. Bring her back. Pixel Stage was cool. I did download that. So I need to get that. The Bow Barb Horizon. I need to get that stage. Cool. This is what you missed from Season 1 to Season 2 if you're not a Tekken fan. Alright. Like it. Alright, let's go to the last one. Ingrid. This is the one I'm most looking forward to. As much as I love Tekken, I play Street Fighter way more. I've been playing Street Fighter for a really long time. I think I've been playing Tekken since Tekken 3, and I've been playing Street Fighter since Street Fighter 2. The Super Nintendo port, I believe. Alright, let's see. Ingrid. Everyone either, no, I think she has an overwhelmingly negative critique about her following. Let's see Ingrid.
What am I? I am many things. An extra-dimensional being, a peacekeeper, a guardian angel, a code holder. Call me what you wish. It's me, Ingrid!
Okay, could have done better on the voice actor, but okay.
Greetings!
And a design now. Should have kept the regular old design. Music's banger though. Nothing scale pretty. Similar to the old. Yeah. Okay, yep, that's still used to be like this weird. That's cool. That's new. Teleport's pretty cool.
Come forth!
Oh, that's pretty. Oh, dang. This is
You're a millennia too young to beat me. Right on time.
Classic costume. Yep, I'll play it. The classic costume. Yeah, she was a projectile and anti-projectile character. Like, yep. Going on? What the heck's even going on? That's a command grab? Wild.
I bestow my power onto you.
Now it's level 3. Not JP! She takes a photo of you.
Well, I can't say no to this.
Look at the little guy. Cute, adorable little guy.
I forgot I have an urgent matter. You, babysit this one for a while.
Come on!
What? Plays that guy? That's hilarious. Now on sale. Street Fighter. Wow, okay. Alright. So, Ingrid, divisive, right? So, she was part of the game, one of the worst Street Fighter crossover games that we had, Capcom Fighting Evolution, that came off the canceled fighting game of like Capcom All-Stars that they had originally. That was going to be like the super awesome 3D fighter crossover with a whole bunch of Capcom fighting like IPs all together. They were trying to get all these different mechanics in it, and then they kind of like did a trial run, put a couple of arcade cabinets with the unfinished project out, and a lot of negative feedback, and they're kind of just like, yeah, we'll shelf it. And then at the same time, they're like, well, we have to put something out, so they put the most lazily slopped together It is on the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, I believe, so you can play that one. So it is on there. But me personally, I grew up with it. That was like one of my first like Street Fighter crossover games that I had on PS2. So unfortunately, I was unlucky enough to buy it and have it and just play it for a long, long amount of time. But they did help build up my Street Fighter skills for a while. But yeah, so she was like one of the boss characters, like main story characters in that game. And from there, everyone was just like, meh, when you don't like her, she's dumb, she's like a god from of the heavens and all this weird nonsense. So everyone's like, nah, I don't like her. But then they came out with the Street Fighter 3 Alpha, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, and she was put into that, and the same thing. Everyone's like, this character's whack, I don't like her, blah, blah. They could have had other characters in there that, could have been better, but, they put a pause on her for a long time, and Ingrid's finally coming back, so, why not? We had Kira and, Akira in Street Fighter 5, why not have Ingrid in Street Fighter 6? I'm still waiting for more Final Fight characters to come back. Yeah, give me Batsu. Batsu, awesome. He is probably one of the most prominent characters in that, so. But, it is what it is. We're going to have to sit and eat this one for now. I might just play Ingrid just to troll people. That's what I like to do, is find the most trolly, dumb character in the game and play as them. And just, I don't even care if I win or lose at that point. I have fun just being annoying and playing the game. But other than that, I think that's all we got for today. Just mostly wanted to talk about the Mortal Kombat movie. So Mortal Kombat movie, Mortal Kombat 2, awesome. Go see it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was fantastic. I would give it, like I said, 7.8, an 8 if you see it in 4D, because all the fun, action, and everything moving around. Some characters do have plot armor. There is a lot of blood and dismemberment, so, be wary if you're bringing the kids. I mean, me, I'd probably just bring them anyways, because it's like, oh, you haven't seen anything. This is stuff you haven't seen already. But if you're like an actual fan, it does do you justice to see some of the fatalities from the games, the levels from the games, some of the characters, dialogue, and all that, special moves from the game. So they try to stay as true as they could to it, with like taking some liberties to make the story make a more cohesive. But yeah, go see it. I think it was great. I think it's fantastic. I might even see it again. But other than that, my name is Nexus. Thank you for joining me in the ether that is my living room. And Arnold's asleep, but I'm always serving face, which probably need to go shave. And Body. And Chaotic, Unyielding, Narcissism, and Tenacity. So I'll see you guys later. Our next stream, I think it's what? Monday? Monday? Yeah, Monday. We will do our next stream Monday, which will be Dead Space Extraction. So see you guys later. Bye.